Hello folks, back with another reaction video. Greetings to the Nightwish army. Thank you guys for being so supportive and encouraging with my first reaction to Nightwish, which was for Ghost Love Score. So if you haven't seen that yet, there's a link up there or a description. So I've had a lot of requests, a lot of information come through as well, which is incredible. It's clear that this band has a lot of very loyal, dedicated, and really nice people in their fan base, you know. So thank you very much, guys. It means a lot. So out of the requests, I've seen this one come up a few times, so I'm going to go with Romanticide, which is also live at the same concert, I think, which is Wacken in 2013. So you have filled me in a little bit on the background of the band. It makes sense to me finding out that the keyboardist is probably the main source of the writing from what you're saying. You know, sometimes people are saying somewhere between 80 and 90% of the writing is all done by him. That doesn't surprise me, really, based on the orchestration that's going on. It's also cool to find out that not only you know, is he obviously an amazing keyboardist, but he is able to score for films and arrange for the orchestra himself. You know, I know that other bands, like rock bands that include an orchestra on their albums and so on, they would outsource that somebody else to arrange it. So this guy's obviously incredibly talented. So yeah, thanks for filling me in on that. And without further ado, looking forward to this. Let's get to it. So after 3, 2, 1, go.
Since we're in Germany, I've gone to find myself some currywurst. I love sausages. That's Romanticide.
Everyone loves sausages, surely. Okay, so first pause. Sorry, I know some guys don't like that on there, but you know, I want to give my thoughts as they come to me, and it seems to be a lot of you do appreciate that, so I'm going to stick with it if that's okay. So anyway, yeah, completely different vibe from the last song. This one seems, you know, very energetic, right, you know, really upbeat. It's interesting they've got that sort of in their set. It seems to be I'm in the full concert here, which is an hour into the set, so I always think it's interesting the way a band paces their set, you know, especially if they're going to be playing for such a long time. So this seems to be kind of interesting to me that they've got that in the middle there. I guess that's maybe to get people pumping again, keep the crowd going. So far I'm getting very much guitar driven in this one with that dun, 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 the riff going on. The keyboards seem to be in to a lesser degree so far, but I'm sure that will change as things go on. I like the way, I think I commented in the previous video something about the reprise of motifs and themes. I'm picking that up in the guitar riff that was in earlier on at the start, being incorporated in at the end of the verses. You know, it's a throwback to what came before. To me, it shows, you know, a very high level of composition, which is using themes and variations on that, you know, throughout, you know, so I'm picking that up again. Okay, so next verse, I think. One thing I did really like there was, you kind of refer to that as a pedal note, where the bass, the piano, whatever it is, it's holding on a particular note, but the harmony is changing above that. So, you know, I can hear that within the keyboards, that the chords are changing there every sort of 4 bars or so. da 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 change, but the riff is staying the same. Again, that's one of the things that's really nice about having a keyboardist in the band, is that they just add so much more possibilities really to what can go on with a riff. And if you imagine listening to that last section that we heard there again without keyboards, you know, the riff is good. You know, I like the riff and it's going on, but just having that change of the chord, you know, every few bars there just gives a whole other dimension to what we're listening to. One thing I meant to say at the very beginning that I did like about the vocals was when she got that sort of chant involved in the syncopation. I think it was syncopated. Don't forget, this is the first time listening, so there will be things I miss here. I can't get everything on my first go. But one thing I did notice was that every time she came in on that, despite it being a high energy, she hit the exact same note every time. You know, I mean, I already know she's an amazing singer from the last video, but that in itself was very impressive, just being able to have an energetic lift up into those high notes, and it's not warbling or not going off at all, just like dead on every single one. Really impressive. Okay, let's keep things moving, so go back a wee bit. Oh yeah. What a chorus, man. That was serious. Really, really, really good. Epic, completely epic. Came out of nowhere. Wasn't expecting that. I guess they've got some progressive vibes in there, and progressive, by that I mean not just a typical straight up verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus. They're a lot more sophisticated than that from what I've heard already. So I wasn't quite sure where they were going to go, but I really wasn't expecting such a big anthemic chorus to come in there. You know, superb. Okay, sorry, just take a quick little pause there again. And just because what I did comment on before was the fact that the riff was sort of like the pedal note and the keyboards were in there. But you can see they're also playing about with that formula, because at that last little part, they had that sort of space in there and the keyboards were pulled out. You know, so again, I really appreciate the fact that they can have the keyboards in there, but they're also tasteful enough to know when to put something in, when to not put something in. It's very, very, very clever songwriting going on here. Back in. Okay, now there's a guitar solo there, and I'm a guitarist, so I'm going to have to comment on the guitar solo. Insane. Wow. Really good. Everything in there. A lot of tapping and so on. I love that. It actually reminded me a little bit of the guitarist Jakey Lee, you know, who was the guitarist for Ozzy Osbourne and a little sort of not too long in his career, but a lot of the pick squeals and very virtuosic playing in there. It just reminded me of him a little bit. Obviously, it takes in a lot of other guitarists as well. Within metal, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of influences. there, but just reminded me of J.K. Lee for some reason. There you go. I'm actually going to run that back a little bit again because I really enjoyed that solo. That's a chorus. Oh yes. Death always alive without end. You need death experience. Heart was full, now time to show. Perfection my messenger forward. Key change. Okay, it's a little bit tricky to find somewhere to pause there. I'll do my best to get in between sentences and so on. I did pick up a little bit there, you know, from the bassist. I think it was at the end of the chorus there where I noticed, although the camera wasn't on him at the exact moment that I heard it, her vocal went up into the higher range, so I knew that there was somebody else harmonizing there. So it's nice to give a bit of diversity. It doesn't sound like this band, but it reminds me a little bit of Lacuna Coil, in the sense that they had the female vocalist and the male vocalist, particularly the album Unleashed Memories. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the band sounds like Lacuna Coil, because I don't really think it does. But it reminded me of that, where we got the harsher vocals of the male versus the more sort of operatic vocals of the female. I know they're sort of general strokes that I'm saying there, like, but just, you know, just reminded me of those, maybe the first couple of albums anyway of Lacuna Coil. Going to go back and run that again. I really like that. That was amazing. And I love the wee shot of the guitarist there with a slight smirk on his face. It almost made me think he was like, yeah, that's right, this is good. It's like, yeah, that was good. Wow. Whoa, okay, let's keep going. I'm gonna have to watch the rest of this concert. That's insanely good. You know, I mean, that's 2 songs I've done now of Nightwish, both from the same concert, and that's just like top tier. Incredible, really, really good. Love the pyrotechnics there as well at the end. It reminded me of a gig I was at a long time ago, Cradle of Filth, down in Dublin, and they had the pyrotechnics going on, and also I think they had like angle grinders out and stuff, and all the sparks. Love the way that was timed with the music. And again, from the compositional side of things, they had everything dun dun dun. And, you know, then they'd put the syncopation in, dun, dun, offbeat. So keeping everything really, really exciting. Really, really interesting to listen to. Lots of replay value. So I'm going to be doing more from Nightwish, so keep the suggestions coming, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out the rest of the stuff on the channel there as well. There's other reaction videos and some performance videos as well. So thank you very much for making it this far, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.